The Eric Zane Show has begun, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. Thank you so much for being here. I'll probably repeat this more than once. Dad is fine. True, he could not make our little adventure up north because a little under the weather. But the concern was, he'll get sicker if he's up there. And he actually did, but it's just a mild head cold, and he's already recovering. Joanne now feeling like she's got the crud. But I tell you, you never know with elderly parents what the hell you're getting into. But everything's fine. Everything is fine. Thank you all for being here once again. Today's a big day for your old pal EZ. Lots of talking into microphones. You got this show, which of course, we all put our hearts and soul into it every day. Oh, by the way, if you're looking for Darla, she is totally in jail right now. She would not stop attacking poor Bruce, who's on this chair over here that you can't see. And all he wanted to do was hang out and relax. And she was totally kicking his ass. So I had to do something. I usually give her up to about 5 minutes before I'm ready to start podcasting or live streaming. And then if she's still not settling down at that point, then I gotta, just can't do it, God, I already forgot the fuck I was talking about. This regular free podcast. And then, of course, my favorite part of the day, the Patreon bonus podcast, which this week, by the way, we are going to go back to the Who Are These Free Beers? Well, it's getting to a point where what is coming out of the radio speakers on that show is demanding more attention. If Ben and I listened, we were comparing notes over the weekend, the last several days, actually, about some of the things. And I'm like, God damn, what did he write to me again? It's been a long weekend for EZ, so I kind of forget what the fuck was going on last week. First of all, someone on their Facebook fan page wrote, I love this show, but is anyone else bored with the topic worst/most annoying people? On, quote, it's on my list. I'm not sure what that means. Pretty sure today was the third or fourth time using that. Let the audience pick the next one, and yep, I could just fast forward if it bores me, but they could also fish for new topics. So you're starting to get people that are the number one fans on the Facebook page. That's not like Reddit. These are people who are, they're like Zaniacs. This dude Kyle writes, I'm just amazed how many improv games they do now. It's almost all they do. They don't care about the audience anymore, clearly. They are just so funny when we don't matter. Last time I laughed at their show was a Pre-Beer and Hot Wings episode. Free Beer has lost it. Not funny. Well, people are starting to get the message that this show sucks dick. Maureen says you could do a daily Who Are These Free Beers show. There's so much content. If I had more hours in the day, I would. I took some notes because when I was driving up north, I was diving deep onto an episode. Let's see. It was Thursday. Some of my notes, which we will cover. And by the way, Tyler writes, well, the 30 shares say they are funny. Someone on their Facebook page was acknowledging that arrogance, similar to what we did. Maybe they listened to this show and then poached it, which is fine with me. I don't care about how arrogant that sounded and how annoying it was to hear Freebeers say, yeah, we're not doing interviews because I don't like them. Thursday, they opened the show about the color gray. I am not kidding you. They opened up the show about the color gray because more than one person on the show was wearing a gray shirt. So they did a breakdown of gray. Lots of crispy R's in that segment. Steve with the family story about his daughter stealing a unicorn with way too many details. And he even says at some point, here are the details. God, I can't even understand what I wrote here. Kelly has a pointless story about an old man talking about dragonflies. Some bad Freebear jokes. Freebear we could do a whole segment on just his go nowhere dead end jokes that he throws out there. They did some horrible singing to a Blind Melon song. Lots of Kelly shrieking. 2 hours, 7 minutes in. Maitland talks about Spirit Halloween, and Freebeer can't stop laughing at this ridiculousness. Again, adding to the theory that Freebeer consumes edibles at some point before the show starts. I also have a theory, too. I think he is so enamored with Maitland for some reason. No matter what she says, whether it's funny or not, he busts out laughing. I mean, it's like the funniest fucking thing, and he's the only one laughing at it when she does it. I don't get it. I also don't understand why the fuck everybody is so in love with her. She doesn't say anything, and when she does, it's just a sing-songy delivery, and it's never funny. What the fuck? Hang on, I gotta drink this coffee. Okay, I wasn't even planning on talking about who are these Freebeers, but we are going to do it this week. Because of the overabundance of material. That may become the primary thing on this show. I think that there is a finite level of material on who are these Zanes. Let's see. I'm thinking Wednesday or Thursday, depending on Ben's schedule. Friday is hockey. Hockey is back Friday. Okay, hang on. Let me finish this right now. Okay, so there's that today. Patreon bonus podcast. And then, so that's, on that, we're sitting at about 2 hours and 40 minutes of microphone talking, of microphone time. And then fast forward to 4 p.m. For the first time ever, I'm doing an entire show with Carl from Who Are These Podcasts. And we'll be doing the show filling in for Anthony from Compound Media, Anthony Cumia. Now, it's kind of like I have double lives. If Carl does announces that he's going to be on Compound Media filling in for Anthony, everybody there knows who that is on Carl's end. Not so much with my crowd. The world famous Opie and Anthony show. Fantastic show for many, many years. But all good things must come to an end. And that did too, unfortunately. One of the people behind that show is Eric Nagel, who just checked in just now. Thank you, E-Rock. And thank you for the invite, by the way. As luck would have it, Anthony, kind of like a pioneer in content creation, long-form spoken word podcast style shit, similar to what your old pal EZ is doing now, but on a much more broad level. For a long time, he's been doing shows, and he has a whole network. That's Compound Media Network. Go to compoundmedia.com. Let me make sure I got that right, because Carl and I are filling in for Anthony today. Anthony is a little peaked, a little under the weather, maybe cough due to cold. Compoundmedia.com. If you want to, for the first time ever, hear how Carl and I do. I have never done a show with Carl before. And there's Anthony. Look at him. What the fuck are the ads here, E-Rock? Jesus, shit. Are you kidding me? This is Gino Bisconte, who I think is very good, but a lot of people give this guy tons of shit. His show is called In Hot Water. You see on Compound every day, there's shows that appear. It's like Anthony's is every day. Some days, some shows are not every day. I'm fortunate enough to be able to have some content on there somewhere on here, I think. Unless they kick me off. I don't know. But once in a while I'll throw a show up there, and I appreciate them having me. So, that will be today starting at 4 p.m. If you want to see how Carl and I do live, sign up. Go to compoundmedia.com. And if you want, you can sign up for just a month. Whatever. And off you go. Looking forward to that. Had a little conversation with Carl today as to what we will be discussing. 4 p.m. Eastern today. Looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. All right. Now, look, I got to get into the big story about what is dominating the news and what the entire world is focused on. And I'm going to do my best to get through this. And that news is that the mice have breached Fear Bunker North again, and in a big way. There was an invasion in the trailer that I did not see coming. I was not prepared for, and the mice have invaded. I am fighting them back right now, but it was a bad scene up north. Truth be told, I am going to talk about that shit show. Israel's 9/11, they're calling it. I will get to that in a bit, but I've got some incredible footage from that. But more importantly, Chris says, yeah, it got cold out. They're moving in for the winter. Now, on this dwelling, which is, again, a 1950... Hold on a second here. I actually have the original user's manual. Look at this is the original user's manual on that thing. Pontiac Chief Owner's Service Manual and Warranty. It's typed. Look at it. Oh, there's a stink bug in it. Look at. Of course there is. Jesus. The instructions on this thing. It's a 1956, I believe. So goddamn old. Yeah, 1956. I have the original title on this thing. It's been in our family forever. Iraq says, time for ground assault, scorched earth, them mices. Well, check this out. I thought I had it covered. As I talked about on the show, I thought I had the last port of entry blocked off. And then I walked in there this weekend, and right away I see one in a trap, and I'm like, oh, God, they got it. One got in. Oh, shit. But it smelled like an intense amount of decay, death smell. And I go, wow, that's weird. Typically, one mouse won't have that much decay smell. I mean, maybe a little. So I get it out of there. And I turn on a couple of fans to suck there's like a fan over the stove. And the smell's not leaving. Now, my niece and her boyfriend are going to stay in there. And they bring in their bags and all that shit. And the smell's not leaving. And I said, hey, kind of stinks in there right now. It should leave. No big deal. And everybody's by the fire having a good time. And I guess the niece, just by chance, lifted the lid on the toilet. Okay. Now, the toilet does not work. Okay. It's dry normally. Normally, the toilet is dry. There's no running water there. And I have a little portable thing that, like, my dad can use when he stays there, and my stepmother. So they don't have to, my dad doesn't have to go outside and take a leak, But I guess the last time my dad was up there, being that he's 90 and has dementia, he peed in there. And Joanne says, now this is actually very good that he did that. And I'll explain why. It's all these puzzle pieces are going to fit together nicely in a second. So Joanne says to me, this was like a month ago. She goes, "Hey, your dad peed in there. I took a gallon of water and poured it in there. And there's a pipe that is underneath the trailer that leads out to the woods." Okay. So back in the day, we used to actually pee in there. You better not crap in there. Okay. But, so, all right. Pipe out in the woods. Dry toilet. My dad pees in there. Joanne pours water in there to get the pee going through the toilet, and then it drains out. So now there's water in that toilet a month ago. My niece, she knows she's not going to pee in there, but she just lifted the toilet seat anyway out of curiosity. And then it was described as corpse soup. Can you think of anything more revolting than a toilet full of rotting dead mice? Yes, corpse soup is what it was. And she goes, "Uncle Eric." I go, "Yeah. There's a toilet bowl full of dead mice floating in the water in the toilet." I go, "Oh no. Now that's the source of the stink." I go, "Oh fuck." Sure enough, I go there. Now I'm like, Cole says, "Burn it down." And that's what my wife's saying. She says, just burn it. Just burn it. Okay, now. So it smells bad, but this becomes beyond bad. It becomes cataclysmic because I have to get these dead mice out of there, and I have to do... Okay, so this is what happened. Now, if you're eating, you might gag. I've got rubber gloves on. I have to reach in there like I'm bobbing for corpses. All right. I actually have the glove on and then the dog poop bag over so I can just grab and then tie the bag outside. So 1, 2, 3 mice out. Okay. And now when this happens, I'm holding my breath, but all of that movement of the water and whatever is, God knows what is in this corpse soup, is now really circulating like in a fucking Vitamix. So the stink has just plumed up, which I can't see. Nick says that's a shop vac job, easy. Correct, Nick, if I had one. And then I made the mistake of a little bit of breathing in through this unbelievably sensitive nose. And all of a sudden, I'm dry heaving. Like, holy fucking shit, dude. And just thinking about it, this, by the way, this medicine that I'm taking to shrink my prostate, it makes me nauseous. Well, I should say, if I encounter anything that makes me nauseous, it's going to be 10 times worse. That's why I was puking the other day when I was sniffing my own shit. While that's happening, Charity Scam Mike happens to walk in there, and he wrinkles up. He goes, has this look on his face, and I'm walking towards him with the motion of "get out," like an umpire throwing a manager out. Go, 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 go. And holy fuck. All right, so we're outside now. You can now smell it outside. He lights up a cigarette. I go, "Give it to me. Give me your cigarette." We're blowing smoke inside of there. Now I have to get the corpse broth out of the fucking toilet. I made the mistake of just taking a whole roll of toilet paper and throwing it in there, thinking that would absorb it, but that did not work. Toilet paper is not designed like Bounty paper towel. It's just going to shred, fall apart, dissolve. So now I've got corpse stew with noodles from a whole roll of toilet paper, and it's done nothing. Huge mistake. So I take the Bounty paper towel and throw it all in there, and I start slowly but surely absorbing it and throwing it into a bag with my gloves on. And then another fucking mouse comes out. Another mouse. He's all rotted and shit. Fuck, man. And so now we have 4 mice. It's an absolute catastrophe. My niece and her boyfriend have to get their shit out of this ground zero Chernobyl zone and not sleep in it. I've got all the windows open, fans in the windows. It was horrendous. It was a real low point in my life. I can't tell you how affected I was from having to be involved in this. So all the remnants of paper towel and mice are in this bag. We don't have a fire going. I would have burnt it all, but then again, everybody wants to sit by the fire. So I go, what do I do with this bag? If I go, should I climb a tree and put it? Because if I leave it anywhere, well, the concern is the coyotes are going to get it. The fucking bear is going to get it. A goddamn mountain lion's going to get it. I don't know if there's mountain lions there, but I know there's coyotes and bear and fucking shit. So I put a ladder up on top down the side, and I climb the ladder and I set it on the roof of this shed that I have. Oh, and I'm just going to leave it up there for about 7 or 8 years and then burn it after it dries out. It so bad. It was so bad that later on I happened to walk by the shed, which is about 8 feet below it and on the ground. And I can smell it, which typically if something is emanating odor, it goes up. It's coming down. The stink is defying gravity. Now, Chris has pieced this together. He says that pipe that led out to the woods was the highway into the trailer, and the water was a great flood that destroyed them. Okay, this worked out because for some reason, hindsight being what it is, of course that's how the mice have been getting in all these years. I don't know why I never put that together. But the fact that my dad peed in that, Joanne filled it with water, the mice come in, they get caught in the flood. They think, let's just go in, rest for the winter now, it's time. And then the flood kills them. Maybe one of them got out and got caught in the trap. I don't know. Maybe there's another way in, too. But as far as I know, I think that pipe in was a great entry point for them. They encounter water, they're dead, and then it's revealed to me that I've been breached and I must do something. So, after this all settles down and my senses are coming back to me, I'm hanging out with Charity Scam Mike and his daughter's boyfriend, is a nice guy named Nick, who I just love this guy. Nicest dude in the world. Perfect for my niece. And I go, Nick, what are we going to do about this? And Mike says, Nick Nick doesn't say anything. He's thinking. And then, now I wonder if one of you is going to get in the chat what we ended up doing to fix this issue. I said to Mike, I go, what about dirt? And he goes, no, you idiot. The mice they're going to fucking climb through that dirt. You can't just put dirt in there, you idiot. And then I go, what about concrete? He goes, I don't know about concrete. It might, the expansion may actually destroy everything. It might even make a bigger mess, maybe. And then Nick said it. He goes, some of that foam, insulation foam that you put in like gaps, comes in a can, you spray it, and then it hardens. Maureen got it. Foam insulation. I think you typed that before I said it. It's weird with the timing sometimes on the live stream. I'm thinking you got it. So, yes, Chris says that it's called Great Stuff. Well, even better. We go to the local Ace Hardware that is not Baldwin Ace Hardware. And we picked up on what Ryan just picked up on, which I'm going to throw a yellow card on that because I was going to get to that. Ryan says what I was about to say. Yellow card. Do I have a yellow card here? Anything yellow? It's a yellow card for Ryan. Remember, if you're thinking it, I'm going to talk about it. They actually make a product like Great Stuff that is, it's actually called like Mice Stuff. That has a scent to it that the mice will not go near. So, spray that shit in the toilet, and then it hardens, and it looks like a big fucking loaf of bread in the toilet. And that is that. Now we wait. When I leave there yesterday, I set up my traps again. I bought this shit that comes in, it's some type of spices that's in a bag. It's supposed to keep the mice away. Back to the drawing board. And so I don't say anything. My wife has come. This is all Thursday. My wife comes up Friday. I made the mistake of not announcing to the group, don't say anything about the mice. Because this is a big sticking point for Pooh Bear. You see, I want to go up there all winter long and go snowmobiling. And I want her to go with me. But, you know, in the winter, we don't take the RV. You can't. We stay in that trailer. She's always like, I'm not going in there because of the mice. And we had several weeks and months of no mice. But the second it gets cold, they start to come in. But I don't want to tell her that. And of course, somebody talked about corpse soup after Diana got there because I didn't announce, hey, keep it on the down low about this. Because if she finds out, she's not coming up there with me. So my stepsister, my sister Elizabeth, Charity Scam Mike's wife, announces, oh, yeah, and she tells this whole story. Now, I can hear her telling the story to Diana. Diana doesn't know that I'm listening. I'm trying not to pay attention. Or I'm acting like I'm not paying attention. And I can see Diana side-eyeing me about all of this. The second that story gets done, I hear, Eric? Now, if she calls me Eric, that's a problem. That's something as serious. She might say, hey, Dukes. Hi, honey. Hey, pumpkin. These are all good things to be referred to as. There's nothing serious going on if she says these things. If she uses my name, that's suspect. Eric? I'm like, and I was splitting wood at the time. I go, now I know it's coming. I go, yeah. Hey, what's up? Is there anything you want to tell me about? I'm like, oh, fuck. Just immediately go, well, I'm guessing you know about the mice. Now, I wasn't guessing. I knew it because I was hearing the conversation. And I go, yep, that happened. I go, but, and I gave her the good news. I go, silver lining here. I think in this process, we found a unbelievable entry point that I can't believe I missed in the first place. Of course they were coming through the goddamn toilet. Motherfuck. All right. Hold that thought. I really want to get into what this war that has just broken out. This is a fucking unbelievable scenario that happened. And that I do want to unpack what is happening in the world right now. But I didn't want to start with it. But first, your old pal EZ needs to go tinkle. But before I do, you folks that are enjoying the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, thank you so much for being here. But the rest of the show, you're going to have to see it on Twitch. You'll have to download the Twitch app. All right? Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live if you're on a desktop or a laptop, or download the Twitch app from your mobile device. and then search Eric Zane Live. You can dim the screen on your phone and run it through your Bluetooth. It's all good. And that's if you want the show as part of the live stream. For those of you, which the lion's share of people actually get the show in recorded audio form, the podcast, you can download that wherever you download shows, Eric Zane Show Podcast, and on your favorite podcasting platform, and off you go. Leave me a review if you can. I would appreciate that. If you ever want to reach out to me on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Thank you so much. Shoreliners Striping. And then the Patreon, where this week, Wednesday or Thursday, I got to talk with Ben, we will have another edition of Who Are These Free Beers, where we will listen to our heroes break down the color gray. Not kidding you. That is this week on Patreon, and you can get it for free. 7 days free right now. Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. You can get 7 days free when you sign up. You do have to put in a payment form there, but it's so simple to do and very easy to cancel if you're not about it. But if you do like it, you can either let it ride or convert it to a yearly. And I'll save you 10% when you do it that way. Heck, you can even sign up for the 7 days and then immediately cancel it. I don't care, as long as you're trying it. Because more often than not, people like what I do on Patreon and then will sign up. So thank you so much for that. Badger 7419 says, if you have a house, you have a mouse. Remarkably true. Remarkably. All right. Your old pal EZ is going to go tinkle. Stand by. I will be back. If you would indulge me for just a second. I want to read something. From radio station 97.1, The Ticket in Detroit. It's a sports station. They write a lot of articles on there. This one, I think, puts into perspective one of the reasons why your old pal EZ is so excited. It's about the Detroit Lions. So give me just 3 minutes of your time. 3 minutes of your time. If I don't get this off of my chest, I might feel bad later on. And this will be great. See, it isn't so much that, because obviously not everybody gives a shit about the NFL, let alone the Detroit Lions. But I was 10 years old when I started paying attention to this team. So this is my 43rd year. In that time, there's only been one playoff victory. Since 1957. You'd have to go back 23 years prior to 1980 when they won an NFL championship. They didn't even have face masks on their helmets then. From 1957 to right now, they've won one playoff game. They've never, ever won the NFC North. Okay? Used to be known as the NFC Central. It was a 5-team division back in the day, and they won that division in 1993. That was the last time they finished first in the division. Then they realigned and named it the NFC North. They've never won that. So now they are 4-1 on the year. Quoting here. Will Birchfield wrote this. And the headline is, look out, Lions are deep, tough, and talented, and they know how to win. Without their star rookie defensive back and their star free agent safety, this dude, Emmanuel Mosley, got hurt early. And then the rookie is Brian Branch. He didn't play. He's hurt. The Lions forced Bryce Young and the Panthers to punt on their opening drive. And without their star rookie running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, and without their superstar wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the offense took the field and went 81 yards in 3 plays and never looked back. This is what a contender looks like. The Lions dismantled the Panthers from start to finish Sunday at Ford Field. A good team abusing a bad team. Indeed. That's what good teams do. Oh. Okay, so last year at this time, they talk about how the Lions suck so much dick. Last year, through five games, they were 1-4. And 4-17-1 under Dan Campbell. 4 wins, 17 losses, and a tie. They had just been shut out by the Patriots. Doubts about the rebuild were real. As of right now, this year they're 4-1. And since they started 1-6 last year, they are now 12-3 under Dan Campbell since last November and growing stronger by the week. Fuck yes. Visions of a home playoff game are vibrant. But there's still plenty of people who are like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to trust them. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. God, I fucking hate those people. It pisses me off so bad when I hear that. And I have to bite my tongue. Hey, do you follow the Lions? Kind of. I still got kind of a grudge. Just fucking wake up. Watch the game. I totally hate that shit. Drink the damn Kool-Aid. I'm so sick of these pessimistic fucks. They're kicking ass. Sit back and enjoy it. So cool. They play the Buccaneers next week, Sunday, who I think play, I don't know what they are. I think they're 3-1 atop their division, the NFC South, and I don't know if they play this week. No, they don't. They have a bye. The Buccaneers. Kenny says, I'd rather watch more Lions football than the Titans right now. Yeah, Titans are down. Titans are definitely down. All right. So I'm just enjoying this. I'm just loving life. All right. The big story over the weekend is the attack on unbelievable. The attack that happened in Israel. No, it's hard to think what it's like to live in an environment like that, where you're right next door to a country that wants nothing more than to just kill you. Really incredible. So you have the West Bank. Basically, the Gaza Strip is 2 miles wide, 25 miles long, and bordered on one side by the sea, and then surrounded by Israel, and I think on the southern border of Gaza Strip is Egypt. I'm not sure. There is a fence all the way around it on Israeli land to keep them out of Israel. Several million Palestinians live there. Also, in the West Bank, there's a number of communities in and around Jerusalem that make up a large population of Palestinians, also surrounded by Israel. For years, there's been fights over the grounds, the area, the property, the territory. For a long time, there was out to sea off the Gaza Strip. You're looking at 20 nautical miles that was Palestinian waters. And then it slowly crept in to down to 3 nautical miles. Because the Israelis and the United States realized that they were getting a lot of their arms. The Palestinians, the terror organization Hamas, runs the Gaza Strip. They were getting a lot of their artillery and things like that smuggled in from the sea. Tunnels have been found out of the Gaza Strip that lead into Egypt, whatever, where they can smuggle shit in. And so they're heavily armed. But surrounding the Gaza Strip, Israel is arguably one of the most complex militaries on the planet, very heavily armed, and they have something that they have that's known as the Iron Dome. It's a series of high-tech devices to detect any type of launching of any ballistics, any type of rockets that are being shot into Israel. And then the with heat-seeking things on them that they just go and intercept. And it's very difficult to even get a rocket to land in Israel because of the Iron Dome. And they've got all the money in the world, enormously powerful military. But it's kind of fucked up because the Palestinians went right in there and shot thousands of missiles into Israel and fucked everything up. You're talking about these very wealthy neighborhoods. All of a sudden, there's missiles raining down. And the Hamas terror group breached that fence, no problem. And then they just started driving into Israel with pickup trucks with machine guns bolted on the back and started just shooting indiscriminately. They happened to encounter a fucking rave. Honestly, there was a big fucking rave going on with a bunch of young people, and they just started fucking mowing them down like Full Metal Jacket. Brutal. And then kidnapping a number of people in Israel and taking them back into the Gaza Strip. They even had paragliders. Hamas had paragliders, of all things. They invaded one of the most powerful nations in the world with rockets that you get. I don't know if they're anything fucking like the hobby shop rockets. I doubt they are. But launching 3,000 to 5,000 rockets and fucking all this infrastructure up in Israel and paragliders. So basically, rockets, paragliders, guys in Toyota pickup trucks, and just march into one of the most complex militaries. And they weren't ready. How the fuck can you be caught flat-footed when you're surrounding a group of people who want nothing more than to murder you? I don't get it. How can you possibly let your people down in such a horrific way? Netanyahu immediately declares war. Now, if you're him, this horrible terrorist act being known as Israel's 9/11, I mean, I just start on one end of the Gaza Strip and just light it up, right? I mean, is this not? You do have some problems though that could occur. There's another terrorist organization affiliated with Lebanon called Hezbollah in the northern portions of Israel and Lebanon. And then you have Iran is mixed up in this. And who knows where the fuck the Saudis are? Who knows where the fuck Egypt is? So Israel has to defend themselves, but all these other Middle Eastern countries with Arab communities, obviously, want nothing more than Israel to fucking die. So we are sitting in a goddamn powder keg here. This is desperate. And so Israel wants to kick ass, but, with one eye on those other Middle Eastern countries. The U.S. sent the Gerald R. Ford, USS Gerald R. Ford, which I don't know if I think that's an aircraft carrier, into the area. In case shit goes down, we can fucking flash the badge and fuck these sons of bitches up. No problem. But holy shit, this is horrible. Wait till you see this. I've got video, actually, that has been leaked from, this is, believe it or not, dozens of Israeli women, I'm going to show this to you, who were captured while attending a music festival rave. I was talking to you about that. What you'll hear is these women have been captured, and then you'll see them all huddled around each other. There's a gunman behind them holding them hostage. Now, a number of these women, it sounds horrible, but have been raped, and then they were kidnapped after, and some of them killed. It's hard to believe that if you're in the heat of battle, you can be that much of a psychopath when you're fighting, you see, the Palestinians are pissed off because they feel that this is their land. They feel that the Israelis are allowed to have all the things that they can have to prosper while they have been shut out of their land. You go back to the 50-year or the 7-day war, and the things that they fought for, and the distribution of the land, Israel, the Holy Land that the Palestinians think is theirs. Corey says Hamas is a terrorist organization and needs to be treated as such. Turn to glass. I understand where these people are coming from, but this is a horrible way to deal with it. And I guess they've just decided that you run a real risk if you're Palestine in the Gaza Strip of Netanyahu just fucking going in and destroying it all. Now, they've tried to do that before, and it hasn't worked. That's not the easiest thing in the world, to go into a place even as small as the Gaza Strip, 2 miles wide, 25 miles long. And there's 5 million people there. Corey says this is making it far too simple, but essentially it seems like a Jews versus Arabs conflict. Arabs have the entire rest of the Middle East, so I really have no sympathy. Well, all right. But at the end of the day, I understand that. New introduction from Goalie 45. This argument has been going on forever. It doesn't mean that either side can just go kill innocent people. Absolutely true. So now you have the response by Israel. They're at war. And then, they have to be looking over their shoulder. If the guns of Lebanon start unleashing hell on Israel, backed by a stronger by the day Iranian military, motherfuck, then you have an horrible, horrible outbreak of war. This is that scene that I was describing to you after the terrorists from Hamas marched into that music festival and kidnapped these women. And to my point, I don't understand how you can kidnap a woman and then immediately have sex with them. Like, here you are, guns are blazing, people are dying, and you've got the ability to get a boner and rape a woman. What kind of sick psychopath would be interested in sex during a moment like this? I know I couldn't. Fuck. I can't even get a stiffy if the fucking dog's in the room. Son of a bitch. Let me see if I'm probably going to fuck this up. Okay. I think this is it. Dozens of Israeli women were captured at that music festival. Audio check, video check. Here we go. This is actually quite frightening. Of course they're all on their phones. I'm kidding. You can hear explosions and gunfire. Oh my God. They may have been brought back into Gaza at this point, and then a video leaked out from their phones. I hate to say that all Israeli women look the same, but all Israeli women look the same. God, mix in a fucking curling iron. I'm sorry. Okay, the guy in the background, that's the dude who's holding them hostage. That's some crazy shit, to be sure. God damn. Corey says our tax dollars should be going towards better stylists for their women than for weapons. Then he adds, what loser lets the hostages keep their phones? Talking about oppression and land stealing. Armenia used to be almost the size of current Turkey. Oh, yeah, that is true. Corey says, not condemning all of Palestine. I mean, just Hamas. This is in London. London last night, or the night, okay, when you woke up Saturday morning, it was all going down. And this was the reaction in London in the streets. Palestinian men running through the streets of London waving Palestinian flags. These people are clapping and overjoyed with murdering of children and women and raping. That's what they're cheering. See, when I see this, I want Netanyahu to actually nuke the Gaza Strip when I see shit like this. Fuck you. All right. So I'm totally Team Jew on this deal. That's my position. EZ, where do you stand on the war between Palestine and Israel? Team Jew is where I'm at. All Jew all the time. This is a video from NYC. What do you do in New York City when these terrorist animals invade Israel? You take it to the streets, as the Doobie Brothers used to say. Audio check, video check. Starts with pro-Israel guy. Pro-Israel is blue and white, and then pro-Palestine is green, black, and red, I think. This crazy Palestinian bitch says, from the river to the sea.
Brave soldiers in Palestine kidnapping children, kidnapping women, kidnapping old ladies. Come kidnap them.
Okay, this is Palestinian bitch.
Saturday, October 7th, our resistance stormed illegal settlements and paraglided across colonial borders.
I would love to be a Jewish guy, the Israeli guy on the anti-aircraft gun, who is going to indiscriminately shoot anything that enters the air after the paraglider attack. How the fuck did you pull off a paraglider attack? No birds would even live. I'd shoot everything that goes flying into the air. Paragliders. God damn it. Somebody in Israel needs their ass kicked for paragliders entering the city.
You're a terrorist, fucking terrorist, supporter, rapist, kidnapper.
This is in Times Square. There needed to be a fucking Gangs of New York brawl here. That's what I needed to see. All right, there's the pro-Palestinian saying, hey, hey, ho, ho, Zionism has got to go. Now, I am not sure what Zionism means. The only thing I know about Zion is the national park in Utah. I guess the Jews, the Israelis, are known as Zionists. Maybe a Zionist means a rich chick with bone-straight black hair and dark eyebrows. Resistance is justified when people are occupied.
Get back to Gaza.
Yeah, fuck you. Team Eric. Eric is Team Jew here. Go back to Gaza. Exactly. Get the fuck out of here, you assholes. Fuck this shit. I don't give a fuck. Kyle says, another reason why religion is stupid. Hard to argue. Corey says, Zion is in the Bible, Eric. Even I know that. Yeah, I know that too, butt fuck. That's obvious. Okay? My point is, why are you calling them Zionists? Does that mean you've stolen Zion? Is that what that means? I mean, I'm not going to act like I'm smart enough to know. This is not the show where I sit here and ever say, whatever, I don't know. I'll just make it up. I don't know the significance of being referred to as a Zionist. Kent says Mount Zion is a hill in Jerusalem. Okay. All right. So does that mean that the people that are occupying Mount Zion, that gives them the term Zionist? I'm just looking for the reason. What the fuck is wrong? So basically the Palestinians are like, no, this is all ours. We don't want just a 2 mile wide, 25 miles long. We want all this shit. Well, fuck you. Kenny says, I know the Bible. He's quoting me. I know the Bible too, butt fuck. Zionist equals Jewish people. The Hebrews, it's referring to Israel as being the home of the Jewish people. Zion was considered the first city of David, so very important to Jewish people. Chris in Maine says, does the Israeli military patrol the Gaza border that heavily 24/7? I don't know, but they should. You know, that's what's got people pissed off. If you live in Israel and all of your money that you make goes towards the Iron Dome and to keep these motherfuckers where they belong, and, you know, they've got access to 5,000 rockets somehow, and they just bust through the fence like hot knife through butter and go driving around in their pickup trucks and shoot people indiscriminately. That, to me, is more of an intelligence malfunction and a disturbing bit of news for lack of intelligence than what the U.S. displayed with the attacks on the U.S. during 9/11. Took me an awful long time to piece that together in my brain, and I hope you didn't fall asleep when I was saying that. Corey says Iran and Russia are arming them. It's all connected. I believe that, but they still have to get the weapons there. I mean, this is not a vast amount of area. This can be policed. Chris in Maine says the Iron Dome isn't for terrorists. It's anti-missile defense, as I understand it. Well, maybe that might explain it. So those small little rockets were able to get through. I don't know. Corey says Zion is in the Matrix, which is the most important fact. Donut Dan says, gee, I hope our government sends $6 billion to Ukraine and another $6 billion to Iran for their humanitarian needs. Dan, come on. The $6 billion is Iranian money that they can only use for humanitarian needs. Are you aware that we can actually look at what they're spending that money on? Like, we can open up the Fifth Third Bank app and see what our wives are spending their money on, or our money on. We can do that with the $6 billion that Iran freed up. That was freed up for Iran. They can't just take it and spend it on anything. And as far as Ukraine goes, thank God we're sending that much money to Ukraine. If we didn't, the modern day Adolf Hitler would be destroying Ukraine and working on his next conquest. This is just like World War II. This is how Hitler got his start. Fuck yes, I would say send $6 trillion to Ukraine. Chris says they also have one of the best intelligence services in the world, and yet they failed here. Cue the conspiracy theories. Oh, God. Of course. They have one of the best air forces in the world, and they couldn't have one helicopter shooting down paragliders. God damn. Chris in Maine says if Americans decided to have a concert in a remote South Texas community, then Mexico would probably, Mexico would probably pull the same shit off, right? Nah. Come on now. I think you were being sarcastic. Oh, my God. So this is an absolute catastrophe that has happened. And now I'm just curious as to how, because Israel is fighting back and bombing the shit out of them. At last check, there was 700 Israelis dead, with hundreds more being held captive. The Palestinians even went and took a woman in a wheelchair who was a Holocaust survivor. I mean, that's incredible. Man, if she makes it out of this, fuck me. She's going to be like, I have lived life. As a little girl, she's taken captive by the fucking Nazis. And this was probably like the day before this invasion started. She probably sat up in her chair and said, this is the first day that I haven't felt any stress. Post-traumatic stress from when the Nazis killed my family. This is the best day I've ever had in my entire life. And then they invade, and then they snatch her up from the fucking chair. Fuck, that is incredible. If it happened that way, but it's just horrible. Holy shit. Again, Team Jew here on the show. In case you haven't heard, my dad is fine. He has recovered nicely. No COVID, nothing like that. At 90 years old, you never can be too concerned about something like this. All right. Chris in Maine with the racist joke. All Mexicans are sleepy janitors and won't be awake at sunrise. That is complete bullshit. And my Mexican brother, Joe Martinez, is probably laughing at that joke. I have to go pee again. Yes. Sorry, that's the way it goes when your prostate is the size of a grapefruit. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Team Jew 2023. I am thinking we should do a chili cook-off. Hurricane Ashley suggested to me that her chili is the best in the world. I said that's impossible. Because mine exists. I guess she made her stupid chili the other day and probably poisoned everyone in the family. We need to sit down and figure out a chili cook-off. I think we did it at the VFW one time, like the local VFW. How homey does that sound? Kenny says, okay, I need to be present for this somehow. Well, save your pennies so you can come here, drive here, and attend. Of course, it would probably be in the cold months here, so good luck driving. Nick suggests that his chili is the best. Everybody says their chili is the best. I will beat the shit out of all your chilies. Amanda suggests Kenny flies. You can fly, Kenny. Put it together. Just by chat response, who would be willing to participate? I see Nick would have to. I know that I will. Hurricane Ashley will. Chris says his is the best. Amanda says she'll eat. Kenny just wants to judge. Blue State Rob is giving me the finger for some reason. I don't understand why. Megan says she's in. All right. I'm not saying for sure. We're exploring this. All we need is a venue. I have the venue. I know that my friends at the Fonger, is it the American Legion? It's the American Legion, not the VFW. You know, they got like an old school tank in front of it. Show up there, and then we eat. It's going to have to be a weeknight. We'd have so much fun. And this would not involve any of the former Zaniacs. Remember, it was a little bit odd. Everything was always a little odd with the former Zaniacs, which, by the way, mine was going to win that. I did get the most votes, but I didn't want to win my own competition. So I disqualified myself, and sexy voice Andrea won, even though it tasted like her twat juice.
You suck a big black dick because I know you want to, Eric.
I made the chili over the weekend. Amanda says Eric. When you just write the name Eric, you know she's scolding me. That's a great joke. I don't like Andrea, so that's perfect. I like to say mean things that are funny to people I don't like. Brandis says, why do I have to live so far away? I love chili. Chris says, cheap beer at the Legion, too. All right, let me get to work on that. You know me. You'll probably never hear of this ever again. Over the weekend, I was on a mission to get a crock pot because I needed to make a double batch of chili. So my plan was put one batch in the crock pot, the other batch atop the stove in a big pot. But I wish it was a bigger pot. Then I could have put it all in there. But I didn't have enough room, so I said, fuck it. I'll just use the crock pot. I need to get a crock pot for up north. I go to the grocery store. They don't have shit there. I go to Tractor Supply. Nothing. This is a small-ass town. Driving home, I stop at Family Dollar. Believe it or not, they had a crock pot at Family Dollar for $25. I bought that motherfucker. I brought it home, quickly unpacked it, got the chili going. Everybody loved it. It was fantastic. Another bona fide winner. More people in love with my chili recipe. Again, sweet heat. EZ's Slaughter the Turks sweet heat chili. And in solidarity with my Jewish brothers and sisters, I'm going to now call it EZ's Slaughter the Turks and Palestinians sweet heat chili. Amanda says, got to reach out to Henry Steffes. No. Henry Steffes is no longer marketing on the EZ Show podcast. So, no. We're not going to do that. We're not going backwards. We're going forwards. I love Henry, but he moved on. Off he goes. On mine, the flavor hits your tongue, and you're like, wow, this is a sweet thing. And then by the time you've swallowed it and it's touched the back of your throat, it's burning. But not burning too much. It's not burning so much that you want to stop eating. If you eat that lava poison that Ashley makes, first of all, you'll throw up. Second of all, you won't want to eat anymore. And then Nick, I don't know what the fuck Nick has in his. I mean, I've seen the ingredients in Ashley's, and I know that there's no way she can win based on her ingredients alone. I don't know what Nick puts in his, so I can't speak to that. But it's probably pretty good. He probably puts fucking venison in it or some shit like that. Anyway, I'm cleaning the crock pot yesterday. There's more to the story than I just got a crock pot. And I'm like, where can I put this thing in that old trailer? And does anybody know, can you predict? You actually have permission to predict the rest of the story. What happened when I was trying to find a nice spot to put the crock pot? What happened when I opened up the cupboard? Can any of you predict? You have permission to finish this story. First time chat from Ronnie. You dropped that son of a bitch and it broke. Chris says more mice. So does Donut Dan, or Donut Dan says you broke it. Becca Shea is correct. Crockpot there. Fuck. There was a fucking crock pot in the goddamn cupboard. Now there's 2 crock pots there. Fuck me. I didn't even know I had a crock pot in there. Becca Shea, you've won a fancy idiot membership or whatever the fuck it's called. Ronnie says, well, that was anticlimactic. No, it wasn't anticlimactic. It was hilarious. The fuck is wrong with you, Ronnie Ragoon? That's a funny ending to a story. And it was told perfectly by me. All right. Chris says that was the crock pot that the mice moved in. All right. Show twat Ashley checks in with, hey, you fucking asshole. We were just talking about your poisonous chili swill that you made for some victims in and around your household. I was just sharing with them that shit. You did some stupid type of protest to the show not long ago where you said, all right, I'm not listening anymore because you made fun of me or some weak ass shit. And now here you are back again just because I'm spending a good portion of time kicking your ass about your shit stew. I just got to talking about our upcoming chili cook-off that we will be having. Well, I can't say for sure. I'm planning on having it. It all depends on how many people we can get signed up. Okay? I would like to have at least 10 participants. All right? We've already thought about reaching out to the American Legion, the Fonger posts on Wilson in Grand Rapids. Ashley says she will win it. Add her to the number of people who are saying they will win the chili cook-off. Ashley says she is a member of the Legion. I don't know if it's the appeal of the cheap booze or the men in uniform or the senior citizens that are there. One of those things attracts Ashley. Purely speculative on my part. Same thing with Chris. Probably the cheap booze. All right. In case you haven't heard, Dad is fine. The open and live stream of the show today brought to you by A&E Heating and Cooling. Here we are, an hour and 28 minutes. I've yet to talk about one of these fine sponsors that make my show happen. A&E Heating and Cooling. Today is the 9th of October, the 12th of October at the Eric Zane Show Podcast household at 8:30. That is Thursday of this week. Joe Martinez will be here at 8:30 to tune up the furnace for the year. $79 is what you pay. He will have been gone by now. He flies in. He says hi to the NFK. He goes downstairs. He takes care of business, and then he leaves. I get an invoice. I pay him. That's what you need to do. If you have never done this, you need to do it. $79 is what it costs. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. That's 616-516-8579. Call and schedule that appointment today. You will see advertised some of the other companies for a lot less, and it's a fucking scam. I'm telling you, they're going to get into your home, and they're going to tell you, oh, my God, this thing's ruined. Even if it's like a year old, they're going to tell you that. And they're going to scam you. And then they're going to insist that you get a new furnace. Fuck that shit. 616-516-8579 today. Obviously, that is the sponsor if you're where I live in West Michigan. But first, boy, hold on. Regroup. That was terrible. If you are in the market for a mortgage, okay, God help you if that's the case right now. But if you're trying to get a mortgage, the person you need to call who can get you the best deal and will work tirelessly for you is Mario Flores. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage now working all across the U.S., no matter where you are, 231-332-6505. I imagine it's a tough pill for you to swallow, getting a mortgage interest rate at 7.5%. And it may be 8% by the time it's all said and done. Over the weekend, a jobs report came in, and it was very robust, the amount of Americans working. However, to curb inflation, they may raise the rate again on credit card bills and credit cards and mortgages. Now, before this all started, this was all brought on, by the way. Everybody says, oh, boy, it's Joe Biden's fault. It's Joe Biden's fault. It's not, okay? When COVID hit, that's when inflation started. I don't give a shit what any boomer bunker piece of shit tells you. It was COVID that caused inflation. It will regulate eventually. To get us all to stop spending so much fucking money and helping the inflation rate rise, the feds increase the rates. We pay more on credit. We pay more on mortgages, auto loans, things like that, RVs, campers, boats. It's a deterrent to keep you from spending less. That will slow down inflation. But in the meantime, a rate that was 3.5% is now 7.5%. Sometimes people got like 3% before all this happened. What that means is for a house, you're paying a lot more each month in interest. Still a way to navigate this. The best way possible is by getting into that mortgage now. And then when the time comes and the rates drop, you can refi from a 30 to a 15 and probably get your payment to somehow go down. That's going to take some time, though, for those rates to fall. Get into your mortgage right now if you want to get out of your current situation and get into your own home. Whether you're a first-time buyer or you've done this many times, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage can help you at 231-332-6505. All right. Okay. This happened in a Walmart. Doesn't matter where. Lady throws a tantrum at a Walmart. We're not really sure about the context. This is on Public Freakouts. Just happened. It was published October 4th. Lady in a mobility scooter. She's pissed off about some. Whoops. That's weird. Something's happening that shouldn't be. Okay, hold on. I just heard Gordon Ramsay. Okay, that's better. First of all, comments. Ashley says, amazing. We are doing this. Chris says, I have a couple of trophies. Ashley says she's won 3 cook-offs already. That's probably a lie. Blue State Rob says, office pool cook-offs don't count. Win a real chili competition, then it's impressive. That's a stupid comment. Are you suggesting that people in workplaces don't know how to taste food? Is that what you're saying? Dumb fuck. You realize this all goes into like how well the food tastes. So shut the fuck up and enjoy the ride. Aram says Eric won a chili cook-off at his daughter's work. Of course I did. Every competition I've ever been in, I've won. I've won twice with my chili. The reason why I did not take the first place one in favor of Amanda's Pussy Juice chili is because I didn't want to win my own competition. But this year I am going to do that. 9-inch Nailer out of the woodwork says, ooh, talking about the Kung Fu flu. LOL. Thank you. Thanks. You're stupid. Nick says, I wonder if we could do the cook-off before a Griffin or a Gold game, then do a group outing. We have banquet rooms here. Oh, good call. You know what I could do? I could get a bunch of tickets for cheap with the Griffins. You could buy them for a reduced price. And we could do it at one of the banquet halls. That's a great fucking idea, Nick. Blue State Rob says, no, office competitions are like fishing in a goldfish bowl. Ashley says, this is my competition. Blue State Rob says, means nothing, not impressed. Ashley says, agree. Well, that's all that she's ever won. So how could you agree? Are you saying it's not impressive what you've won? Ashley, get your head out of your ass. We can have it judged by a real culinary staff, Nick says. Kenny says, I'd love to be at a Griffin's game without my resting bitch face ex. It'd actually be fun this time. I think that's what we're settling on doing. I'll never forget that. When after that game, we were all at Pepino's. And I walked up to the table. Hey, Kenny, how are you? And then I'm looking at him smiling. He looks as happy as he always is. And then I look and I see this fucking thing. With this is the look on her face. Hey. It's like, ugh, you fucking pig. Poor Kenny. All right. Looks like Blue State Rob and Chris are getting set to brawl. Rob is just jealous that he can't be here. All right. Everybody's allowed to talk as much shit as they want about their chili. EZ will win, as always. I might even make 2. All of a sudden, a bunch of sound starts flying in. All right, hang on a second. I got to figure out what the source of that was. It was more Gaza protesting. Okay, back to what I wanted to talk about. This lady has a shit fit in the inside of the Walmart. This is incredibly intense. I love this. Suspected that she was a shoplifter. So, but I'm not entirely sure on this. You got lady who's morbidly obese on a mobility scooter. This, by the way, is a preview of what you fraudulent fat fucks are going to experience if you don't stay consistent in your goal. This is what you will be. You will be like this lady right here. I mean, look at that. Face to face with a cop with bitch tits who wants to put you in your place. Audio check, video check. Here we go.
Drag me the fuck out. Drag me the fuck out. Drag me the fuck out.
Okay. Mama is saying, drag me the fuck out. And she's pissed off about something. Cop not sure how to handle this.
Drag me the fuck out.
Okay, now she's grabbing shit off the belt and throwing it on the ground. Now she's out of the chair and she's rumbling over to whatever she can get her hands on. Now, this is a powerful woman. She can do a lot of damage.
Drag me the fuck out of here. Drag
Now the cop has to get her to stop. Oh, now she hits the cop in the face. Now, okay. All right, this cop is seriously in danger of his life. His life is in danger.
supposed to be recording.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at this crowd. Okay, now he's got to cuff her. She's calling the cop white trash. Now, I don't think the cop's done anything wrong at this point. He's trying to de-escalate, but she's screaming and yelling, and she starts destroying the store. Guy who's shooting the video is laughing.
Damn, I love Walmart.
This is what happens when morbidly obese people are hungry. They scream like this. That's hangry right there. If you were to walk by Kenny's apartment when he's fighting the urge to eat, you will hear him on the ground screaming this. She's wearing hospital socks. Okay, now, can you imagine if if these pants were not on, what you would see in this shot right here? Wow. That is quite a crotch shot. Yeah, I don't think racism is the problem here. This guy, he needs about 4 sets of cuffs in order to get this. Now, everybody is shooting video waiting for this cop to, like, hurt her in some way. That's why they're all shooting this video. And if you're this cop, you're like, oh, don't fuck up. Just cuff her. Wait for backup. Let's get her the hell out of here.
Let me see just one last one from the front.
The guy shooting the video goes, I got to get one last one from the front. Her tits are so... Did you see that? There's so much titty there that her tits are almost muffling her speech. I tell you what, that cop is earning his pay today. You know how badly that cop wants to drop the knee?
Let's get out of here.
Oh, my God. Fuck. Nine Inch Nailer says amazing thing is she was in a wheelchair to start. LOL. Yeah, it's amazing. She's miraculously cured. Well, she was saying that so much, and she was so annoying. All the black people there were like, give her the knee. Give her the knee. Fuck. She sounds like someone doing a really shitty impression of the Wicked Witch of the West. Kenny and Amanda better be watching, because this is your future if you don't turn it around. Oh, absolutely. People that aren't morbidly obese don't ever have temper tantrums like this. This is why we do this. This is that is you guys when you can't get a fucking pack of tombstones. You know? When you have to go for the Stouffer's French bread as opposed to the six-pack of tombstones, that's the type of temper tantrum you're going to have. So make sure you get your fucking shit together. Hurricane Ashley, who's back with a vengeance after her stupid protest, says, I'd rather hear Kelly Cheese. This is giving me actual anxiety. It's so annoying. I'm surprised she didn't shit her pants like that other chick. Kenny says, no, it's a Red Baron pizza for me. Nick says, I took a trip to the Ionia Walmart this weekend. Some great people watching there. Oh, I was in the Cadillac Walmart this weekend. I was on the way up north, and I realized I forgot my dog leashes. I have no dog leashes, and they have to, like, right at that point in the trip, I usually let them out a little more than halfway and take a walk to go potty. No leash. Fuck. I go to the Cadillac Walmart, and man, yeah, that's a good one. There's some excellent people watching because, again, you have the people with the 1,000-yard stares up there. Anything north of Mecosta County is bad news. Mediocrity Dave says, I definitely start screaming Walmart is racist when McDonald's tells me their ice cream machine is down. Thank you. Well, that was ugly. That was ugly. No word as to what is going on. I think there's a story that accompanies that in the New York Post. What the fuck was it? I had it and I lost it. Oh, here it is. Woman accuses Walmart of racism after she's restrained for throwing food at cop, telling him to drag me the fuck out. It's unclear why the police were called, but the altercation broke out in the checkout line. Woman appeared to have an array of fresh produce on her belt. Throwing everything at him. She's seen focusing the tirade at an array of candy and small items at the checkout lane. Take me to jail. In a separate video, the woman is seen sitting on the floor while the officer holds onto her arm. She repeatedly tells him, look what you did to me. You accused me, while trying to twist her hands out of the cuffs. She eventually asks the officer to take her to the hospital. Instead, she is asked to go outside. I can't go outside. I can't go outside, she repeatedly says while rolling around on the floor. I can't go without the stuff. I paid for it. It is unclear if the woman was arrested, but New York State Police said the woman may have been suffering a mental health issue. Again, it has to be attributed to the tombstone effect. A person like that, so gigantic, can't leave the store without the actual tombstone pizza. That's what happened there. I don't know if you saw this video. God, I got to reset it again because it timed out on me, and that's not good. Cole says, isn't calling what did he write? Isn't calling him white trash racist? Yeah, it is. Chris says it seems like a receipt would solve the issue here. Yeah, I can't agree enough with that. All right. I'm waiting for a video to load up. This was taken from the streets of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Have you ever been driving around in Grand Rapids? I see these groups from time to time. Area motorcycle gang. They're all on motorcycles and scooters and pedal bikes and anything on 2 wheels or 3 wheels or 4 wheels, racing down the street, running through red lights. Wheelies. And you're like, oh, fuck, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Well, something went down somewhere in New York. I'm sorry, Philly. I said Philly earlier. I can't believe I did that. This is how this went. This guy gets on the back of some chick's car, and all she wants to do is drive through the light. And she's got her sister and her child in the back seat. Check out what this guy who was on a motorcycle does to her car. Okay, you see the guy that is surrounding. The arrow denotes a dude who's going to do all the crazy shit. All right, he's jumping. He jumps on the back window of the car and destroys the window. And then, he drops a weapon. He's got a fucking gun that he drops. That is a gun. Let me back it up so you can see it fall right out of his pants. Because he carries it like a bitch. Picks up a gun. This chick wants to kick his ass. She gets in this pussy's face. How about her? Did he give her a headbutt? Yeah, he hits her with his helmet. She's not backing down. She pushes him off the bike. I could have swore I saw him point the gun at her in another video. He did point it at her. He pointed it right in her face. Right there. He's pointing the gun, holding it sideways, right in her face. All right. I can tell you that if somebody got on the back of my vehicle and did that, I would fucking ride away like a bitch. I would sit in my car and freak out. There is no way I would have the fucking balls that chick did. Even if I've got a fucking gun, I am not going to get out of that car. The nerve of that chick to get out of the car and get in his fucking face. How about her? I love that. She was not intimidated at all by that piece of shit. Oh, my God. Yeah, I can't say that I would have had the balls to get out. I wouldn't have made the stupid decision of pulling my pistol out. I probably would have had it by me in case I saw a weapon pointed at me. Then I would have fired. But yeah, I think I would have been a pussy. K-Dub says that's Mama Bear, easy. Yeah, she's something else. She was not intimidated in the least. They have caught the guy. And they set his bail at $2.5 million. Actually, that lady had 2 young kids in the car. Cops busted 26-year-old Cody Heron Wednesday. 26. Jesus Christ. I would have thought, 17, 18, stupid idiot kid. For a heinous attack on a driver Sunday night, Heron was part of a group of bikers riding through the city when they rolled up on Nikki Bullock's sedan. Yeah, I'm not sure why he did it. So, How many of you want to go ahead and guess the race of the dude with the gun? Okay, be honest. Everybody watching this thought that was the black guy that did that. I thought it was a black guy. I'm getting a lot of votes on white guy. I didn't see anything that told me that this was a white guy. Let me back that up. I'll back this video up again. I just assumed it was a black guy. I didn't even pay attention. Okay, hold on. Let's check this out. Okay, there he is there. Now I see pants on. I can't. Okay, now he definitely looks white there. White arms, white neck. But I'm so racist, obviously, I thought that this was a black guy. How embarrassing is that? Those gunshots I hear? The dude is definitely a white guy, and I just found that out like 1 second ago. I was just surprised as shit when I saw that this was the guy. What a fucking racist I am. That is absolutely a racist moment by your old pal EZ, without a doubt. Chris says he moves like a white guy, head fake, etc. That wasn't a head fake. He hit her with the visor of his helmet. You did not see his pale arms and legs? Lulz? No, K-Dub. I was blinded by my racism. Apparently, I'm the only one that thought this was a black guy that did this. Chris says you could easily see he was a white guy. I know. I told you I was blinded by a racist attack. Now, I could very easily have swept that under the rug. But I would never do that to you. Kabubi's 69, which I believe is Rich, says he was doxxed. Blue State Rob says EZ gets the nomination for Asshole of the Day. Oh, without a doubt. He was booked for possession of an instrument of crime. Recklessly endangering another person in multiple counts of aggravated assault. There's no way that guy had a concealed pistol license. I'm wondering why the charge is possession of an instrument of crime. If that probably has a steeper penalty than charging him with gun possession. But gun possession without is felony. So I'm interested in that. Initially, they gave him a $5 million bail, but the judge brought it down to $2.5 million during the arraignment. He can be released by posting 10% of that amount, though. Holy fuck. So that means, what is 10% of $2.5 million? Is that $250,000? I think that's $250,000. There's no way that fucker's going to come up with $250,000, right? If Eric was there, he would have assumed he was black and homeless and would have slipped him a 20. My God. Yeah, I think I need an Asshole of the Day nomination for assuming that was a black guy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to King's Room Barbershop. Online at kingsroom.net. Get your hair cut at King's Room Barbershop. 3 locations in West Michigan, Northland Drive, Caledonia, and in Wyoming. They are out of Rogers Plaza and in to 821 36th Street Southwest, also in Wyoming. 5 minutes away from the old location as part of Rogers Plaza. That is now done. They have their own building at 821 36th Street Southwest, next to the costume room. Drop in, say hello. Now, the owners are Colleen and Andy. If Colleen and Andy do your hair, of course, mention to whoever does your hair that EZ sent you. If it's not Colleen or Andy, tell whoever your professional stylist is to pass along to Colleen and Andy that EZ sent you. They cut men's hair at King's Room Barbershop. Their website is kingsroom.net. No appointments, all walk-ins. The most you'll wait is 15 minutes. King's Room Barbershop. If you've gone to Jude's, Sport Clips, Lady Jane's, quit them for at least one haircutting and switch over to King's Room Barbershop. Get to know your stylist. Schedules of when your stylist works available on the website, kingsroom.net, and all the pricing and location particulars are on the website, kingsroom.net. Okay, 2 more before we wrap this thing up. My Policy Shop Insurance, that is Frank Fuss. When it comes to health insurance, now 'tis the season to sign up for healthcare.gov or Obamacare. Don't do this alone. Have Frank do it for you. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. New this year, you can use your employer's insurance that they offer you to insure you. You can use healthcare.gov to employ your family. Get a tax subsidy, which pays for a good portion of the premium, and you will save hundreds of dollars, as opposed to buying the family plan for you, your wife, your 2 or 3 kids, or 1 kid. That costs a lot of money through your employer. Your employer is like, oh, yeah, we'll really take care of you. You pay like $60 a paycheck for your health insurance, but you add the family plan, all of a sudden every 2 weeks you're paying $525. Skip all that shit. With the tax subsidy you will get from the federal government for your insurance premiums, that will save you hundreds of dollars a month. That will save you a lot of money. Okay, all the particulars, Frank will help you out with those. To get all the information you need about whether or not you qualify, reach out to Frank at buyinsurancehere.com, BUYinsurancehere.com for Frank Fuss. Lastly, today, Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. That's 616-532-6600 for Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Early bird drop-off, late bird pickup. They even have loaner cars that you can use while your car is being worked on at Irvine's. There you go. I will be on Compound Media today with Carl. Go to compoundmedia.com and sign up for a monthly. Whatever you want. You got a monthly. You can do yearly. It's similar to what I do. In fact, a 3-day trial is free. How about that? That's kind of like what I do. You can do a 3-day trial, then $8.95 a month, a 7-day trial, then $44.95, or just do $2.95 for the day, 14-day trial, then $83.95 a year. I don't know the particulars of that. I think you can cancel at any time. That I know. So if you want to see Carl and I do a show today, that's how you sign up, and off you go. Should be a lot of fun doing the show with Carl. My fantasy football team is 5-0, and I feel great. All the other competitors are a lot jammed up at 3 wins and 2 losses. EZ is killing it. The asshole of the day. Last time we met was Wednesday. I erroneously gave Amy the asshole of the day. That should not have happened. My throat hurts. That's not a good sign. Bob says, bring back the show. Would you kindly? That was E-Rock and Brian Johnson. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there. What happened, E-Rock? Assholes of the Day nominee, EZ for being racist. The Walmart lady gets a vote. How about this, though? Your asshole of the day today is Palestine. Fuck those guys. EZ Team Jew all the way. Fuck you. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for being here as always. I appreciate you supporting the show. Talk to you on Patreon.